Hello, it's me again. This is journal entry number 4. Before we get started, I want to show you what I wrote down. I'm going to upload this, of course, but well, it's reading backwards. It says, gender is important and becomes a factor in your schooling. Um, so yeah, for journal entry number 4, I'm told to tell a story about a time where gender and sexuality and the and ability overlaps can influence the way you experience schooling. Okay, so I'll start off with elementary school. Gender becomes important the way I experience schooling, um, with how elementary teachers kind of interacted with students, like myself. Um, it's uncommon. I work in elementary school that most of the teachers there are all women there, and usually they treat male students and girl students slightly different. They don't treat them like bad or anything like that, but there's like a bunch of prior assumptions you make about students. Like, oh, boy students are unclean, a bit messy, they don't pay attention as much, that kind of stuff. I didn't experience that as much because I had a different personality than most boys. Like, I was actually excited to go to school. I was excited to learn new things all the time. So that was a kind of non-factor. However, when I got to middle school, I had a teacher named Miss Hunter. She treated me differently, or not teaching me, treated me differently, but like the fact that I was like a male, kind of like how to describe this. She was going through some problems at home, and for whatever reason, she treated like all the male students in her class like dirt, regardless of who they were and like how it was warranted or not. That was like the only experience ever where I had to feel like where I have to like address that in some capacity, and I felt like I don't know some inequality, I guess, but not really because I still got an A in the class. But overall, my experience wasn't that bad compared to others, especially with my gender and sexuality, because for the most part, it didn't really matter in school, and I understand the reason why is because um, it didn't have to matter for me because I have some privilege, little bit of privilege, of course, but like for being a heterosexual male going to school, I never had to deal with um, educators treating me differently because I'm a woman. They might think have a bunch of assumptions about me, or I don't have to deal with anything of me. Let's say I was gay, or yeah, or something like gay or something like that, and they have these biases that prevent teachers from really teaching you the correct things to do, or I don't really like giving the full attention that every student deserves. But I'll say me, having this like privilege and not really having to deal, not deal, never really had a, never having to deal with my gender or sexuality in school. This reality made me better as a student, I guess, in terms of like I don't have those obstacles other people had to face. However, from a social perspective, it was really bad because not really bad, but it's a negative because I was blind to any potential discrimination to amongst my fellow peers or me who work in school right now. Like maybe it could prevent me from truly like seeing like when something's actually happening and wanting to speak up and deal with it. If that makes any sense. But overall, just to summarize everything, because it's a little bit of a mess. I never really had to confront my gender or sexuality in my schooling experience, um, except with two separate times, of course, elementary and middle school. But overall, I had a pretty good outlook and good experience. And because of that experience, uh, it can prevent me from not visualizing, identifying when discrimination is happening amongst my peers because of the privilege I have and never having to really be in their shoes, if it makes any sense. Like you could you're able to, I'm able to, understand what discrimination is, of course, from being black, but like from facing it from a gender or sexuality perspective, no, not really. But overall, yeah.